And for our top stories, we'll now be taking a look at a disturbing story coming out of Delta State, one that raises serious questions about public health, regulation, and law enforcement. The Delta State Police Command has arrested a 41-year-old man who is a self-acclaimed medical laboratory technician for operating an illegal blood bank from his one-room apartment in Worikoko, local government area. The suspect is accused of luring underage children to donate blood for 5,000 naira, then selling the pins to hospitals for as much as 13,500. This isn't just a case of breaking the law, it's a potential public health disaster. Where was the oversight? How long did this go on? And how many lives may have been put at risk? Now joining us to shed more light on this development is Police Public Relations Officer of Delta State, Bright Edafe. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on the show this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. First of all, kudos to the police for making this burst and bringing it to our public attention. Can you please take us through the story and give us the details of how you got to find out about this illegal blood bank being run?
Okay, modern policing, it's all about community-based policing, where you liaise with members of your host community to count on them to give you information when it becomes necessary. And these informations are what we process to get what we call intelligence. So when information has been processed to get intelligence, that is when we act. And on that fateful day, the 25th of July, 2025, the operatives from Ogorikoko division stormed that location. It's just like a commercial building where some people are living as a residential apartment, and also some shops are also there. And this guy was just operating low-key, no signboard. Nobody knows what he's doing apart from this is a prospective client who goes to him, particularly when they are short of funds. They'll go there, claim that they are donating their blood. For me, I don't take it like they are donating their blood. I take it like they are selling their blood, because for the 3 suspects that we saw there who went there to give their blood on that day, they said they have been there more than 4 to 5 times, and on each occasion, they are paid the sum of 5,500 naira. So having a fixed price for it is obvious that they are doing buying and selling of blood, which by Nigerian law, it's actually an offense. And that's not just it. It is not registered, it is not known, which means that there is no monitoring mechanism to check what they are doing, how healthy the blood is, and if it's actually safe to be used on humans. And nobody knows if they are also diverting this blood. You never can tell the extent to which some persons can go. So it was on that premise that the place was raided. The lab scientist was arrested, and one other logistic manager that, like he calls himself, and 3 other suspects who went there to sell their blood were also arrested.
Wow, this is a shocking one, if one must say. But I mean, kudos to the police once again. But how does this? How long did this go on for? How long?
He claimed that he has been operating for the past 2 years. That is what he told us, that he has been operating for the past 2 years.
Wow. Okay, and what do we think may have fueled him being able to continue this business? Is it that maybe the hospitals haven't had enough blood such that people have felt the need to go to this illegal blood bank as well to get blood? Or would you say that it's poverty? Or what would you say are the factors that have enabled him to stay in business for as long as 2 years?
I think orientation is part of it, because these persons who are going there to give their blood could easily go to the hospital and do it properly. You know, why in the process of donating their blood, they could also be infected. So orientation is part of it. Greed also is part of it. I don't attribute any wrongdoing to poverty. Most of us were not actually born with silver spoon, but our parents raised us rightly, and that's some of the result that we are seeing today. So when people go about committing crimes and attributing it to poverty, I usually do not agree with that. They know what they are doing, and people just want the easiest way out, shortcut, and they forget that shortcut it can be very, very dangerous.
All right. There were also indications that the blood being taken did not only come from adults, but there were also children. How true is that?
Our investigation has not uncovered that yet. The people we saw there, the list was 21 years, we have 25 years, 23 years, so we can't call them children, but they are, I tagged them young, vulnerable youths whom the medical lab scientists took advantage of.
Okay, can you let us know what, I mean, you've mentioned that it's illegal to run this blood bank, which we all agree with. What charges is the suspect facing at the moment? Has he been charged to court?
Okay, our legal officer is working on that, and as soon as he's done, the suspect be charged to court. But he will definitely be charged to court. And also the state government body who are responsible for the running, monitoring of blood banks in Delta State, they are also on it. The place has presently been sealed since that date of arrest. So definitely it's not going back there, and certainly it will be arraigned in court soonest.
Is this something that happens every once in a while? You know, is this a regular occurrence that we see people in different pockets or corners running illegal blood banks?
Okay, it goes beyond blood bank. I am happy for this opportunity to speak because it even goes beyond the legal blood bank. We see people that goes to local chemists that is being run by auxiliary nurses, not trained or certified nurses now who went to nursing school and got their required licenses. Auxiliary nurses who are supposed to just carry train and just with syringe and the rest pass to doctors or nurses. They are not the ones administering drip and injections, carrying out abortion in a small chemist. We arrested one the other day in Kwale. So just in Benin, somebody was telling me that though he has not made it public, that a child of 7 years was infected with HIV through blood transfusion because they went to a quack. I will call it quack. A quack, one small local hospital. So like I said, it's beyond the illegal blood bank. We must learn to patronize duly approved hospitals and facilities, especially when it comes to our health. The Lagos issue, I remember when the CP was going through the police reports, he said that a particular artist who died some time ago, an auxiliary nurse was the one who administered him some injection, which could have complicated his health issue at that time. So we should stop patronizing quacks. But we always want to, I would always advise people to go to the hospital when they are sick. Go to an approved laboratory when you want to do tests, because our health, they say, is our wealth. We should not play with it or joke with it, no matter what is at stake.
All right, so there's a statement that says if you see something, say something. Could you share with us if the neighbors who lived very close, because we could see the vicinity, the area, did the neighbors find out what was going on there? Were they the ones that reported to the police? Or if they weren't the one, how did you find out? And secondly, did the neighborhood show any concern regarding what was going on there?
Well, obviously, I am not allowed. It will be unprofessional to disclose the source of our information. Yes. However, we have good community relationship with our local community in Delta State. If you are monitoring our activities, you will discover that there is hardly any week where we don't issue 2 or 3 press releases of achievement, either recovering of ransom money, arrest of suspected kidnappers, armed robbers. We cannot do this without information. So they have been very, very helpful. I'm speaking generally now. However, the source of our information that led to the uncovering of this illegal blood bank, I am not permitted to reveal it.
All right. And I mean, you've made an appeal, a passionate appeal to people to not visit quacks, to make sure that they go to registered hospitals when they're having health challenges. And while I agree with you that poverty is not a reason for crime, as in the case of the blood bank. We cannot also deny the fact that poverty is a reason why a number of people do not go to the hospitals. But beyond poverty, there's also misinformation, people not having adequate information and not understanding what best line of action is for them. So what bodies would you like to maybe work with to ensure that this message is being passed across? Are you working with the Ministry of Health? Is the National Orientation Agency maybe helping to spread this message to let people know that it's important for them to go to hospitals and train professionals and not patronize quacks?
Okay, I want to correct an impression that poverty is the reason why people go to quack. In contrary, quacks usually charges even more than government hospitals. That's the truth, because these quacks, they are doing it to earn money. It's not community service. It's not free service. They even charge more for doing utter rubbish. That's the truth. So poverty is not the reason for people going to quack. I think they just want a shortcut or easy way. If I go to the hospital, I will have to stay monitored and things like that. However, for the sensitization issue, yes, we are partnering with the National Orientation Bureau. And we also have the State Orientation Bureau in Delta State, the Commissioner for Health, and all relevant bodies that we need to pass out this sensitization message to the people. We are partnering together. And like I said, Delta State is one of a kind. We in Delta State Police Command, we usually find this easy because when we need this support and community partnership, stakeholder partnership from relevant state government bodies, we always get it in full dose. So I can guarantee you that mechanisms have already been put in place to see that people are duly and informed on the importance of going to licensed and registered hospitals for when it comes to their health. And generally, it's not just only on their health. There are other issues that we must learn to always do it properly. We should stop patronizing shortcuts. We should stop patronizing quacks, because health, like I said earlier, is wealth.
All right. Health is wealth. You've said it all. But on Monday, if I do recall, there was a report that you equally put out there, much more like telling the public about a situation where a young lady had gotten married and then she connived with certain persons and kidnapped herself, requesting for ransom. What's the update on that story? Hopefully, I don't know if my producers can get that video. I would have loved to put it out there first, especially for the benefit of our viewers, so that they can get a glimpse of what the story really is. But I'll ask you to please just hold on. We'd like to know what really is the true story on that, and then also give us an update on what the latest report simply is. But before you do, let's just wait for a little second and ensure that we do have that video, especially for our viewers. Let's take a look.
Interviewing 3 suspects. One of them is a 27-year-old lady who just got married in March. She will be the one that will explain why she's here, but I can assure you that it will be very shocking. What is your name?
Merit Ele.
Merit. Okay, Merit got married March this year, and according to her, she said she was given money by a younger brother or elder brother, as the case may be, to purchase a tricycle, and she used that money to sponsor, you say your, what did you call it again?
Bridal shower.
Bridal shower. She used the money for her bridal shower. Now, it did not end there. On Sunday this week, that is, what's that date?
20th.
On the 20th of this month, July 2025, she told her husband she was coming, and the next thing we heard was that she has been kidnapped. The ransom money was paid. The ransom of how much? 3 million naira was paid. But the husband did not give up. The husband followed up with the case he had already reported at the State Special Anti-Kidnapping and Cyber Crime Squad. I will continue to work until we arrested one of the suspects who eventually let the cat out of the bag. What you can't do?
So I now masterminded the plan to forge that I was kidnapped.
You masterminded the plan to say you were kidnapped.
Yes, sir.
With who and who?
Peter and
You don't know the other one name. Where you from? No, Peter.
He works at where I was staying before as a security personnel there.
Okay. So how much your husband eventually pay?
3 million.
3 million. Who paid the money?
Very tough one, eh? Can you bring us up to speed on what the update on this case really is?
It's quite alarming because for this year alone, this should be the third, that is second or the third cases of self-kidnap that we are recording. And I don't know, maybe Nigerians don't know that masterminding your own kidnap, it's a criminal offense. And that is why each time these things happen, we take it upon ourselves to bring it out on the media space so that people will see that it is indeed an offense. And let me just tell you something. Yesterday morning, the husband who initially reported the matter came with a withdrawal of case letter. And I warned him that I should not allow the CP to see that letter. Yes, he will be arrested for trying to compound felony. It is kidnapping, whether being safe or whatever, it is kidnapping and it is a very serious offense. It is a felonious offense. On that fateful day, a case of kidnapping was actually reported. The CTREP I got initially when we arrested the original suspect was that we have arrested a suspected kidnapper. It was during the course of further investigation that the suspect now said, no, it's not kidnapping, no, see. She came out, she lodged herself in the hotel. She will call these two guys to the hotel, and they will be using her phone to make this call and send these messages that she has been kidnapped. And eventually the husband paid the sum of 3 million naira like you all heard from her. But the long and short story of it all is that the command does not take any complaint lightly. And that was why when the complaint came, even after she were informed that she has eventually regained her freedom, we did not stop going on our intelligence-led investigation, which eventually led to the arrest of one of them, who eventually told us how they all planned it. But me, I wonder whether the husband will come with a letter of withdrawal that he wants the wife to be released. I told him that it is a felonious offense, and certainly the woman will be charged for the offense which she has committed alongside her accomplices.
Wow. Well, I think you're right. This is not the first time. I do recall another incident in which you also did a video and mentioned about some young lads or something who equally did the same while they were in school. So finally, from me, my last question would definitely be, what do you think is really driving these actions, especially not just in Delta State, but with the reports that you've heard in different parts of the country? What's driving this action of people wanting to self-kidnap and seek money?
The quest to get money through the easy way out. They believe it is the easiest way out. But unfortunately, it is, to me, the most difficult way out. Because I can't trade my freedom for anything. I cannot trade even 100 million naira for 1 week in prison. I can't. I always tell people, so why take risk that can lead you to either untimely death or some time in prison? So people are just desperate to get money easily. And that is why people are going into all sorts of vices, including gambling and other, even internet fraud. These are issues that we must come together as a people. It's not just a police responsibility alone. We must come together as a people and start from the home. Start letting people know that things are not as easy as it looks. There are things I tell to my children. One will wonder why I'm doing it. I know what I'm doing because we are all products of our homes. People don't want to come to them with that reality, but it's the truth, because everybody comes from a home, comes from a society, comes from a local government, from a state, and from a country. So we must agree that what we are exhibiting today is a product of our upbringing. Shortcut is dangerous. See, when we were growing up, we were singing this song, happy and way not good, happy and way not good. Happy and way is shortcut, and that's the truth. It's dangerous. Like this lady, whether she likes it or not, she's going to spend some time in prison. And that is if she does not eventually lose her marriage. But I hope she does not, because, like I said, the husband was here pleading on behalf of the woman.
Well, at the end of the day, it's no longer a personal matter. It's not a criminal offense that the state will handle. And we're hoping that this serves as an example to other people who are potentially planning to self-kidnap, to let them know that it's an offense, it's a crime, and they will face their time in law. Thank you so much for joining us, and kudos to the police. Well done.
Thank you.